I guess the best place to start is at the beginning. The first case of strangeness that was recorded in my immediate family was the first house I remember living in, Fresno, California. It was owned by a man named Mr. Rackley. I don't know what his first name was. He was a fairly nice guy, but his wife was a super bitch of epic proportions. She didn't like us living in her house, and she was always giving us a hard time. Mr. and Mrs. Rackley broke up, and shortly afterwards, she died of a heart attack in the hospital. The first instance of something strange happened to my mom. My dad was at work late, and he usually came home around 10 p.m. My mom and the rest of us were all in bed. She heard him enter the front door, walk to the kitchen, and put his lunchbox on the counter, then come up to their room. She wasn't exactly up, but she was awake when she felt him get into the bed. When she turned over, though, there was no one there. That was just the start of a long string of creepy shit in the house. One time, my grandmother ran into a crying woman wearing a white nightgown in the kitchen who screamed and ran through the wall. The best of it all, though, was one morning when my family woke up. The entire backyard was littered with the bones of cats, dogs, cows, chickens, whatever. It was highly creepy. My mom wrote it off as cats dragging them into the yard, but I somehow doubt that 20 or 30 some odd dead animals would just end up in the backyard overnight because of a few stray cats. Our second house was still in Fresno, California, and the strangeness followed us there. My sisters were sharing a room. My older sister constantly reported sounds of something walking around in the attic, and strange scratching sounds kind of like an animal. I didn't believe her. So we switched bedrooms one night, and I slept pretty good for a long time. I woke up early, though, at around 2 a.m., to the sound of something thumping around above my head. It scared the shit out of me, and I spent the rest of the night in my parents' bedroom. One day, when returning home from the store, we found a kitten mewling its head off with its face pressed against the attic vent above the front door. My father tasked me with going up there to get it. I was totally against the idea, but he said he'd be right behind me the whole time. The trap door to the attic was in my sister's closet, so not only did I have to go into enemy territory, but I had to do it in the very same room we heard all the scary shit from. My father gave me a lighter for light and helped me up the closet shelf so that I was sitting on my knees, with the upper part of my body in the attic, looking in the direction of the front door. I refused to turn around and look at the part of the attic that was behind me and over my sister's bedroom. It took forever to get the kitten to come to me. God knows how it got up there in the first place. When the kitten got close enough for me to grab it, I forgot where I was for the moment. So I turned around to get down and came face to face with what I can only describe as a really terrible-looking dog of some sort. It looked old, scraggly, almost like a muppet. The thing was skeletal, like it had never had a meal in its whole life. It scared the shit out of me. The thing was completely motionless. I was terrified. I straightened my legs and fell out of the closet with the kitten in hand. I heard a crash from above me as I fell, and I bolted right out of the house. I stayed at my grandmother's for a few weeks, before eventually returning home. Upon returning home with my mom and sisters, we show up to just about every neighbor standing in their front yards gawking at our house. My dad's outside, and our front door is wide open. As the story goes, my dad was sitting in the living room cleaning his pistol. It discharged, because he's kinda stupid, and fired a shot into the ceiling. He heard a strange scream from the back of the house and a loud crash from the back room, my sister's room. The thing I saw in the attic broke through the trap door in their closet, ran down the hall towards him, noticed the front door was open, and ran out into the street, then away. The neighbors saw it. My dad saw it. And the trap door is torn to shreds. Now, I'm not sure if this is an overactive imagination on us kids' part, and that our parents staged it all to alleviate our fear, or if it actually happened, but that's how we all remember it. I've got a bunch of other stories. If you'd like to hear them, let me know. This shit literally followed us for years. Thank you for tuning in. If you like this story, hit that like button. Consider sharing and subscribing to the channel to be alerted to new uploads. If you'd like to see something specific on my channel, leave a comment below and I will look into it. Good night, everyone.